From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the News Blast for this hour. LGBTQ Nation is reporting that at the Southern Baptist Convention this week in Dallas, Texas, Tennessee Attorney General Jonathan Skrmetti said it's God's providence that landed him as defendant in the landmark Supreme Court case United States v. Skrmetti, the Tennessean reported. The case was brought by three families with trans youth who disputed Tennessee's ban on gender-affirming care for minors. The consolidated case reverted to its original name, LW v. Skrmetti, after the Trump administration dropped the previous administration's support for the plaintiffs. Skrmetti argued the case before the court last December and saw a majority of justices signaling their support for Tennessee's ban, which took effect in June 2023. A decision in the case could be handed down any day. Skrmetti and Senior Vice President Ryan Bangard, the Christian nationalist legal advocacy group Alliance Defending Freedom, which is helping represent Tennessee in LWV, Skrmetti said the case is primarily about science and the court's role in determining public policy, but they also acknowledged that a win in the case would be a resounding victory for faith and conservative Christians. ADF was a key player for the plaintiff in Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization, the case that overturned Roe v. Wade, and 303 Creative v. Alenis, in which the High Court agreed the government couldn't compel a Christian web designer to create sites for same-sex couples. Skrmetti, who isn't a Southern Baptist but is a Christian conservative in the Church of Christ, claimed that in his capacity as Tennessee's Attorney General, religion is not a factor in how he approaches the case. In May, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee signed legislation allowing healthcare professionals in the state to deny care to patients if it conflicts with the provider's personal morals, ethics, or religious beliefs. That includes the use of pronouns in a medical setting. Meanwhile, in Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds, a Republican, signed a bill this week that bans the state's Medicaid program from covering gender-affirming care. According to the Gazette, House File 1049 includes a provision preventing money allocated for Medicaid from paying for hormone replacement therapy, gender-affirming surgery, and other medical interventions related to the treatment of gender dysphoria. An earlier version of the bill was updated after opponents warned that its language could also be interpreted as banning coverage for mental health treatment for gender dysphoria. If someone is in mental distress, if someone is suicidal, the treatment for those issues is not surgery. It's not hormone treatment. State Representative Ann Meyer argued in May. It's behavioral health, which we fully commit to covering. State Representative Amy Wichtendahl, a Democrat from Iowa, and Iowa's first out trans legislator, meanwhile, explained that gender-affirming care had saved her life. I'm still here today because of it, she told fellow lawmakers, according to the Gazette. I do not see any reason why this government should deny its citizens health care and deny them the ability to live their best lives. State Senator Molly Donahue, a Democrat, described the bill's provisions as cruel and inhumane, adding that denying coverage for medical care based on a person's gender identity is a violation of equal protection, plain and simple. That is discriminatory. It is harmful, and that is unconstitutional under the Equal Protections Clause of our state constitution, something that the Iowa courts and others across the nation have already repeatedly affirmed, Donahue argued. Nevertheless, both the State House and Senate passed the bill last month, and Reynolds signed it Wednesday. The ban on Medicaid coverage is set to take effect on July 1st. Commentary. The damage inflicted by conservative so-called Christians and Republicans across the country is devastating to the LGBTQ+ community. We must continue to do all we can to protect our rights in Pennsylvania. Visit the Pennsylvania Equality Project's website, paequality.com, to see how you can support the coalition of LGBTQ organizations in Pennsylvania's efforts to advocate for all our rights. That's the News Blast at this hour. If you are watching our videos on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the PEP Radio channel. Download the Live 365 app to take PEP Radio with you wherever you go. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.